Welcome back. This is going to be my final black metal collection update of 2023. Black metal, as I said several times on the channel this year, has not been the prominent metal genre that I've been listening to. I definitely didn't dive too deep into it this year like I have in past years. But I have picked up a couple of things that I've been wanting in my collection for a while now. And then one new release that came out this year that I finally snagged after many months of missing out on pre-orders and other stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, black metal is really just a hit or miss genre for me at the moment. I really kind of stopped trying to dive in and try to find newer bands and stuff like that. But now that I'm like back into listening to it, because I've been doing all my top year-end lists and stuff like that, I got a resurgence back, and I feel like that's all I've been listening to the last like week or two. I'm a little bit burnt out with trying to go back and re-listen to all of my year-end top death metal albums. So, but yeah, I got 3 albums to show off today. I got them all from Blast Beat Vinyl, and that is because these sold out super fast on the labels, which are European or over across the pond, as I like to say. So they're harder to get in the United States, and the shipping was terrible. So Blastbeat is an awesome distro online based out of New Jersey. Fast shipping, ships packages things really nicely, really good prices, especially on these European releases, because these tend to be a little bit more expensive, especially if you're buying them off of Discogs. People price them up just because the shipping is so much to get them into the United States. So let's go ahead and get started. So this band I absolutely love. I think this is probably one of my favorite black metal bands at the moment. That is Grima. This is Will of the Primordial, their second full-length album that came out, or I'm sorry, their third full-length album that came out in 2019. Admittedly, this is the first one I ever heard from them. The band is out of Russia. This is an atmospheric black metal band on Nature Mocked. I can never say that label Productions. So that label is European or well, over on the other side of the world. I don't know exactly where they're located. Actually, let me click and see. I think they're located in Finland. Okay, so it's a label based out of Finland. I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought it was Germany. So yeah, atmospheric black metal. They just reissued these, and they sold out super fast through the label. And then on Bandcamp, when I was about to snag them, I think shipping was like $30-$40. It was ridiculous. So Blastbeat got them in stock a couple of weeks ago, and as soon as I saw them go up, I was like, yes, please. Especially this album. This album is probably my favorite one in their discography so far. It's very atmospheric. It's got a lot of melodicism to it, and there's even accordion. And I like that they incorporate the accordion on their music. It sounds awesome. It just goes really, really well. So yeah, fantastic album. I cannot speak enough about this. The first track alone, Siberian Sorrow, is so good. The Shrouds in Darkness is such a great song. But the whole entire album is really good. It flows really well together, and there's not a single moment in here where I feel like it's filler or a dud or anything like that. So I gotta shout out this label. They press really nice vinyl. This is a really nice jacket. It's super matte, like super matte, and looks glossy, I know, compared because of the shine. But it's like a matte gloss almost. I don't know, but it feels really nice. And the vinyl itself is pressed really nicely too. There is a little booklet that it comes with, which is, I like that they're like these little booklets, but sometimes I kind of wish they were the bigger size booklet, but that's just a nitpicky detail. It doesn't matter. But lyrics inside as well. So the thing about this band, oh yeah, there they are. The thing about this band that I really, really enjoy is that they do have that higher kind of screaming vocal style. But they go back and forth from like that pulverizing, just destroying your face, to kind of the more atmospheric tempo. And like I said, there's just a lot of melodicism, a lot of mysticism and atmosphere that they incorporate in their music that is really good. I think this is one of the best atmospheric black metal bands out there. I think they're a little bit underrated too. But this album particularly is the first one I ever heard when it came back out in 2019. And I've been hunting it. I every time they would reissue it on CD, tape, or vinyl, it would just sell out so fast. And this stuff on this label can be typically hard to get. But so I was really excited to see that Blastbeat vinyl got it in stock. So it's like this clear, smoky vinyl. It actually looks awesome. The camera is not doing it justice right now, but compare next to the album cover, it goes really, really well. And sounds fantastic. This album sounds both the albums I'm about to show you sound fantastic. Just really good sounding quality vinyl. So if you've ever considered buying from this label, and links will be in the description, by the way, I highly recommend it. Just quality pressings. This is the first time I've ever gotten vinyl records from them, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and I'm a huge fan. So I just wish the shipping to the US wasn't so expensive. I hope someday shipping prices go down. However, I doubt that it's ever going to happen, but really, really good stuff. And a nice frosty winter atmosphere there, which is going really nicely for the weather that I currently have in Florida right now, as it's a balmy 57 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're, you guys know, if you're in the US, you know that that's not very cold. But anyway, and then the next one, of course, I got was another one of their album, Rotten Garden. This came out in 2021. Another spectacular album, another album that I've missed out on getting on vinyl because the pre-orders and everything else just sell it super quickly in the reissues. So I was able to snag this as well. I think this is probably another top contender. This was one of my favorite black metal albums to come out that year, and I listened to this a lot. I absolutely love this album. This one is a little bit more ferocious, I guess you could say, a little bit more heavier, less of the instrumentational atmosphere, but there's definitely still that atmosphericness in here. And it's still definitely, it sounds very much the same band and stuff like that, but definitely another fantastic record. They came out with a full length last year called Frostbitten. That is another one that I thought was really, really good. Probably not as, I don't know if I would deem it as good as these two, and there's probably some bias there because these are the first two that I really got into. But that's also another great album. I need to get that. Hopefully I can get a reissue of that or something sometime soon. But these are those black metal albums that are hard to get if you're in the US. So there's the front of these like tree men. I'm not really sure. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings for some reason. In the back. And then this just has a printed inner sheet of some more imagery there of the masks, and then liner notes on the other side, and that's the label. This comes on a pretty cool color. I think it looks awesome. And again, this one sounds, come on. No, okay, we're not gonna do this on camera. Again, this sounds fantastic. And this is pretty much what I've been spinning for the last 2 weeks since I've gotten these, has been just nonstop. So this is like an orange. There's some kind of yellow marbling in there. It might be hard to see, but it looks awesome, and it goes really nicely with the album cover. So this is more of like the naturey vibe that I'm getting. The last album was more of like the cold winter aesthetic. This one's more of like the naturey vibe, and there's even some like owl sounds in it and stuff like that too. So I don't know, it's really good. If you've never heard this band, and you like atmospheric black metal, I think you'll really, really enjoy them. Okay, and so the next one is Aada. This is on Eisenwald. This came out this year, not too long ago, actually. I forgot when it came out. Was it in September? With Crepuscule Natura, or Natura. This is their fourth full length, I think. My notes are loading for some reason. They just disappeared. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's their fourth full length album. The last album came out in 2020 called Jinn, and that was immediately the one that kind of got me into the band. It was really the one that I paid most attention to. But their other two albums, Cult of Dying Sun and Devoid of Light, are very good. I would say Devoid of Light is probably a little bit more or less more black metal, less melodic black metal. No, I shouldn't say that. Anyway, I'm blabbing. This is melodic black metal. And if you're not familiar with Aada, they have a lot of criticism with this band. A lot of people claim that they're just Magua ripoffs, and I think that there's a lot of similarities to Magua. I mean, There you go. That alone. And yeah, they do sound very similar to Magua. But I think that's kind of a compliment more than anything. I'm always one of those people where if there's influences of black metal or death metal bands that they're taking and putting into their sound, like it's a compliment. And if I want to listen to a band that sounds similar to, like, say, for example, Cannibal Corpse, then, you know, I like those bands that sound similar to that. So similar to this, they do sound pretty similar to Magua, but not like all the way. Very long riffs that they incorporate into their music, especially on this album and then their previous one. And but can I just say, this picture I think has been overused for their promotional. I think I've seen it like everywhere. But anyway, that's just my only criticism of the band. But this comes with a nice printed inner sheet. So this is another one that I got through Blast Beat Vinyl that is expensive to get in because it's on Eisenwald, which is a label out of Germany, and I think there was some pressing delays and it took them forever to get this in. But as soon as I saw that Blast Beat had this, I snagged it because, again, this is one of my modern, favorite black metal bands. And I say that sometimes I get criticized for it, but I also remind people, like, black metal's not my genre that I'm very well versed in. So, I'm sure there's probably a lot of other things that people can suggest for me to listen to if I like this style of black metal, which I've gotten a lot. I don't know what version of this is, but it's some like pinky white black splatter. It looks cool. Sounds fantastic as well. Eisenwald presses really nice vinyl. Kind of pricey. This like over $30 for their vinyl, plus like another $25-$30 for shipping. So they're expensive to get in the United States. So I really enjoy this album. I don't think I like it more than Jin. I don't know yet. I haven't fully decided. I need to do a whole discography deep dive and go further down the rabbit hole and see, like, do I like this more? But it is a very good album. It's definitely a little bit more heavier than what they've put out in past releases. They definitely have progressed the sound into more of that aggression, and maybe like there's still the melodic aspect of it in here, but they definitely have got some more of those ferocious aggression into this album. So I really enjoy this album. I know the criticism around it, a lot of people kind of knock on the band, but I don't fall into that at all. I don't really care. It's not a big deal for me. It's not a bust anyway, but yeah, I think it's a great album. You should definitely try it out. But these were the 3 releases that I snagged through Blast Beat, probably the final black metal releases I'm going to buy this year. But really good music here. A lot of atmospheric black metal, and then of course melodic black metal, which is like 2 of my favorite subgenres within black metal I listen to all the time. So that is all that I have. Happy New Year. Thank you guys all for the support this year. I've said that 100 times in other videos. If you want to know what my top death metal albums are and my top black metal albums are, links will be in the description with that as well as all these releases, where I bought them and where you can get them on the label and where you can listen to them on Bandcamp. So I will see you guys in 2024 with more content, and see you in the next one.